Welcome to another episode of Florida Man Weekly. I'm Corn.
And I'm Stubbs.
Man, I thought we were going to get some cooler weather this October, but doesn't seem like it.
Man, these Florida men are totally messing up this atmosphere around here.
I think
man.
I think all the meth gases are rising into the atmosphere.
I don't know about the greenhouse gases, but it's definitely the meth gas effect that we have going on down here in Florida.
That old Florida cocktail.
I know what we're gonna do. I know.
All right, we're gonna start this thing off with I'm gonna call this story "Lovin' Stuff."
Loving stuff.
This one comes out of St. Petersburg, Florida. We got Corey Meter, 20 years old. When you go into Target, right? So you go to the kids section. Like, what do you expect to see in there?
Toys,
stuffed animals, all kind of stuff. You know, just your normal families walking around.
Yeah, I love
kids.
Target.
You know,
Great selection,
picking boogers and looking at toys and all that stuff.
Right.
All your standard scenery for Target.
Right.
Well, this guy was seen humping one of the stuffed animals in Target.
Whoa.
So he picked the stuffed animal, started humping it.
Come on.
Some shoppers started to alert security. So I don't know how this guy was able to do it, but he ended up relieving himself all over said stuffed animal.
Come on.
And then reached for another one. Now, the funniest part about this is he ejaculated all over an Olaf from Frozen, the Frozen movie.
Frozen, the snowman.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, he has a carrot nose. Like, what kind of action was actually going on with Olaf?
No,
right?
I really don't know. But the second animal that he picked up was a unicorn.
Wow. So I wonder if this guy has some sort of fantasy, not necessarily maybe with bestiality with animals, but both of these characters have a long, pointy expendage or something that they have. And you know, we don't discriminate for sexuality.
Yeah, you do like whoever you like, whoever you want.
But in a toy section of a Target,
that's crazy.
Come on. I mean, I think we had a story a while back about someone who had some relationships with inanimate objects. You know, and we've talked about this.
The plane lady.
Right, the plane lady. You know, and there's My Strange Addictions. I think we talked about as well.
Yeah.
Some pool floats. So cool. If you want to do that, that's fine. Go do it in your personal area.
Yeah. You know? The weirdest part about the story for me is
the weirdest part. That's not weird.
No, I mean, why would you ejaculate all over Olaf when you have the princess doll right there?
Well, once again, you know, we don't discriminate on the sexuality preference, and maybe this guy has some sort of weird fantasy, you know, that he's trying to
And
relieve.
Kind of another thing. Were these toys dressed appropriately?
That's the real question.
Were these toys asking for this
fault?
guy?
Exactly. Those toys' fault. Yeah, we need to contact whoever makes them, Disney, Mattel, whoever has a license for this.
I am all about some victim blaming.
I don't think the stuffed animals have any sort of movements that they can start. You know?
We need a review of how these animals are dressed.
Yeah, we need to reach out to Trump for that one. We need to figure out what's going on.
Or are Target's prices just that good that they'll just draw on anybody?
I mean, look at him. He almost looks like he's trying to be Wolverine or something with that hair. And
I know, and for 20
beard.
years old, he looks pretty weathered.
Like he's only 20. He's young.
Yeah, so he looks like he's seen some atrocities.
He's definitely a meth guy, I think.
He's definitely seen some atrocities.
A true Florida man in all its natural. And if you're listening to us, log on to FLMantoday/FLManWeekly. We have these. We have this posted up there. Check out this guy. We want to hear what you have to say about him.
But Cody was taken into custody, and he admitting to quote the police report, he admitted to doing stupid shit. And
you think?
Yeah.
I mean, at least he's honest, I guess. Right?
And he's in custody for criminal mischief. Man.
I mean, if there's a silver lining somewhere, at least he knew what he did was stupid.
Yeah, his choice of dolls bothers me.
I mean, I think it bothered any of the shoppers that were there too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, besides that, but
I want to know who had to take care of those stuffed animals after he was arrested. Like, what
true.
happened with those?
Oh no, yeah, those animals were quickly destroyed. I mean, they could be cleaned off, but nobody. Right? I mean, thrown in the clearance bin.
Did he purchase them? You know, maybe he purchased them after the fact and took them to jail with them. You know?
I mean, if you're Target, do you penny pinch and then wipe them off and then clearance them?
I mean, it's all about the bottom line, right? Or at the bottom for this guy.
Oh man.
There it is. Oh man, like I said, we don't discriminate for sexuality or preference, any shape, way, or form. Just do it in a proper place. Definitely not in public.
Yeah,
where
just
the kids are. It's disgusting.
Just do like any real Florida man and take your dolls to the parking lot.
Not the park. The parking
The
lot.
parking lot.
Exactly.
No park.
Oh, good night. Great story to start off with. Definitely a true Florida man in every sense of the word and phrase. Next, we have a 48-year-old Andy. Oh, great. One of these another crazy last names. Seegers, I'm going to say.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, we have something going on right now. What's going on? What's going on? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What is this right here?
What you gonna do today?
What a great song.
Yay, that sounds A-okay.
That's right. This is a
Let's ride
song
on the Segway.
about Segways.
Hey,
I
you
wonder
look
why we
great.
have
Riding on
Segways
that
going on in this
Segway.
video
It's
right now.
futuristic.
Well, I'll tell you why. 48-year-old Andy Seegers here out of Polk County, Florida.
Oh, man, he looks drunk in that picture.
I know. So once again, Segways are a two-wheeled electric vehicle that were very popular like in the early 2000s, like
Yep.
when they first came out, up until the creator and inventor died on one.
I mean, condolences to his family, but yeah.
I know, right off the cliff, I believe was the story.
Yeah, something
or
like
something
that.
like that. They're very dangerous if you don't know how to use them. I know there's a lot of Segway tours like in big metropolitan areas, DC. I'm sure Miami probably has one. I think Daytona has one too, believe it or not, even though I have no idea where they tour. But they have one. And that's basically what these younger kids have with their hoverboards. It's basically a Segway without the stand, right?
Easily just as dangerous. Trust me,
right.
I know.
Right.
Trust
Falling
me,
a couple
I
times
know.
on this too.
Oh, several.
I know. Well, not only are Segways dangerous in their own right, but Andy here decided that, not only is he going to have fun on one, but like any good Florida man would, he had a couple drinks prior to.
No Florida cocktail involved here?
No Florida cocktail, just 2 bottles of wine.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so these drinks were definitely a little heavy. 2 bottles of wine, and wine usually takes a little bit before it sneaks up on people.
Oh, yeah.
So he was out riding around in Polk County.
Ooh, Polk County.
So after he had his wines, and for some reason or another, he decided to ride his Segway in front of this little substation of the Polk County Police.
So he's just taunting the
Just
police.
taunting, right? True Florida man style.
I like your style.
Right?
I like your
No
style.
shit's given. So he was riding around. Police looked out and was looking at this like weird Segway that was happening. It was swerving all left and right on here. So clearly there was something going on. It wasn't just the Segway.
So he's out in front of the police station, literally drunk drifting a Segway.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the police caught him up for, was driving while intoxicated. A good old DUI,
Man.
Yeah, so he was going around already super dangerous on a Segway, not knowing what he's doing. 2 bottles of wine down in front of a police substation.
That's great.
Traffic had to swerve and go in the opposite lane because he was coming over into a head-on traffic.
Oh, man.
Very, very. I mean, look at this picture.
The only way this story could be better is if he was holding a child.
I don't know if better would be the word I would use.
I mean, horrible, but
super
yeah.
dangerous there.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So, needless to say, the police did come out. They immediately smelled the alcohol in his breath, gave him a field sobriety test, immediately failed. So he's locked up now in Polk County jail, waiting to be released on bond.
Poor guy. Man.
I know. Come on. I mean, Segway, it's fun, but don't drink and Segway. Or drink and drive, for that matter.
Yeah. We're gonna segue into the next part of our show.
Oh, dude, there's a pun already. That's right. Well, speaking of drinking, it is that time of show where we
My
like
hands
to
are
talk
starting to
about
shake.
our Florida beverages. And this week is brought to you by the Coppertail Brewing Company.
Ooh, cool
and in the
artwork.
spirit of Halloween, with it being All Hallows Eve coming up on Thursday, I believe is Halloween. We are going to try this unholy triple. Well, actually, it's not triple because I was told earlier today that it's triple. So the unholy triple.
This is a fancy way to say triple, or to spell triple.
Yeah, and it's usually only spelled with 1 P. But Coppertail, they're out of Tampa, of course.
Thank you.
So they got to do their own thing. out of here. It's a pretty cool looking can. Little like monk thing going on right here with some rats and some like mermaid tails or dragons going on.
There's a spear, or there's a rat playing a guitar. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's pop this open. These have a 0.7% alcohol content
nice.
in this little can.
Definitely don't Segway and drive with these, or drink and Segway with these.
One will definitely do it.
Cheers.
Let's try it up here. See how it goes. And there are the hops.
That's pretty good, man. I wouldn't have thought that you would have picked such a hoppy beer.
So neither would I, but I couldn't be too bad on all the hop beers that we've had. So I wanted to try it. It's actually not too hoppy, believe it or not. Like,
this is actually pretty good, very flavorful. I'd say it's akin to a lighter highlight.
Okay.
A less hoppy highlight beer from one of the beers that we had earlier. What was that? What was the name of that company?
Not the Hop Gun one? Or...
Not Hop Gun. Highlight in the green can. I can't remember. Florida Beer Company.
Oh, yeah, the FL Beer Company.
I think it's Florida Beer Company.
Yeah, that was really good. So they're saying this one pairs well with any sorts of Cajun foods, roasted turkey, just in time for Thanksgiving coming around. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I like it. Let's just go into our rating system, which if you're new to FL Man Weekly, we do use the hurricane categories to rank our beers, 1 through 5.
Because we have so many hurricanes here.
so many hurricanes. So for me, even though it's hoppy, it's actually not bad at all.
Definitely,
the hops aren't that bad.
It would definitely pair well with any of your normal Florida foods: hamburgers, hot dogs, and meth and cocaine.
Of course, I mean we have to throw that in there. The old cocktail, right?
Cocktail,
right? But for me, I'll give this a Cat 3. It's right down the middle of the road. I could easily drink this with something else. I could probably have another one. The hops aren't too bad for me.
I'm gonna go with a Cat 3 as well.
Nice, Cat 3. Yeah, agreed.
Solid beer. Goes well with everything. Can't complain.
Not at all. So yeah, awesome. So once again, this is a Unholy Triple from Coppertail Brewing Company. You can check them out at coppertailbrewing.com. They are out of Tampa. Go check them out if you like them. Tell them we sent you.
All right, we're gonna move on to our next story. The name of this story, I'm gonna call this Hammer Time.
Oh yeah.
So Stubbs, how do you feel about pork chops on your scale of the foods? Where do pork chops come in?
So to be honest, I'm not a big pork chop guy.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a big pork chop guy.
Oh.
I like them every now and then, maybe some applesauce or something. Now I believe pork chops can, depending on where they come from, you can get them cooked at different temperatures.
Yeah.
So before, they used to only be well done because the pigs that they're coming from were all in like a messy area.
Yeah.
But a lot of them now are farm raised, so they're kept in a clean environment, which has allowed for pork chops to be cooked at different temperatures.
Yeah, but does a dirty pig not taste as good as one of those fancy pigs?
I mean, probably not, because you're thinking of what they're eating and all the crap that literally
gets
in their food.
It adds to the flavor.
Sure. Anyways, where is this going?
All right, so this story comes out of Pensacola, Florida. We haven't had too much come out of Pensacola.
The old Panhandle.
And shout out to Gulf Breeze area. I know some people over there.
Fort Worth. Yep.
So basically, you're out and about. This is not in the restaurant. This is actually on the street. A woman was seen hitting a man with a hammer.
Oh, jeez.
On the head and face.
Whoa.
Her name is Jessica Danielle Hardy. She's 32 years old, and she looks pretty weathered.
What was the last name?
Hardy.
Oh, okay.
Not Harvey. No relation.
Good.
So the police were called, and they came to the scene to help her victim out, which was a friend. And the dispute was over a pork chop.
So she had a hammer, and she was literally going to town on her friend's head and face.
Yes, because he either ate or took the pork chop from her.
I mean, that's no way to show friendship and friend love.
I'm really curious as to how good this pork chop was.
Now, was she trying to tenderize the pork chop and she just has bad aim and was hitting the head and the face? What was the story behind it?
No, they were eating and he took it
out on the street. They were eating a pork chop out on the street,
or in an apartment. It was in an apartment.
Okay.
And they took it, he ate it, and then she came looking for it. Went to go eat it. Wasn't there. He took it,
no.
and then and then it turned into hammer time.
So, quick flashback story. A few years ago, I was roommates with 2 other people up in Virginia, and this is an inside joke with some of my friends up there. We used to drink every night while we're up there because we lived right on top of a bar.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, our condo was on top of a bar, so we'd go down and drink, and it was on one of the popular streets up in Virginia, where I used to be. And one night, my 2 roommates started getting into an argument. No hammer was involved; it was just an argument.
Okay.
And it was over bread. Okay. Right.
Those are my carbs.
Exactly. Well, what happened was a loaf of bread happened to disappear. And one of my roommates thought that the other roommate ate his loaf of bread.
Oh, man.
So he started going to town when in reality the loaf of bread was in his room for some reason. So,
So wait. So a loaf of bread goes missing. Said loaf of bread ends up being next to the guy's pillow in his bed.
I didn't say it was in his pillow. I said it was in the bedroom. You can make whatever.
So is this a rehash of the first story with bread?
It could be. I don't
So this
know.
guy's ejaculating on each loaf of bread. Oh man,
I didn't get into it there. So
Woo.
yeah, but yeah, I just thought it was funny because people get really upset over food.
Yeah,
So
I
if
mean,
someone takes your
yeah,
food,
I could see getting I can see getting pissed off over someone eating your food. I mean, I've got 3 kids, so
you can imagine
Yeah.
what's going on in that house.
it happens weekly. But yeah, I mean, to take a hammer to someone's face, and that's assault with a deadly weapon.
So yeah,
And that's pretty much what Jessica Hardy is in jail for right now.
Good night.
I mean, that must have been a really good ass pork chop.
It would have to be either that or people on that Florida cocktail get the munchies.
Oh,
so.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even consider the cocktail.
Yeah.
The
never
cocktail
know,
is
right?
always involved in
always the
every
cocktail.
every situation.
Definitely needs to be the state medicine.
If we could, change.org, right?
Change.org. There it is. All right, so she's still in jail. Has she made bond, or do you know what's going on?
No,
with her?
she's
How's
still in
that?
jail right now,
Good.
and luckily the person that she assaulted did not succumb to their injuries, so they are getting patched up.
Awesome. Good. I wonder if they're still gonna be friends after that. It's some true friendship.
Man, that's do you unfriend somebody after hammer time?
Immediately off of Facebook. That's the only way to really. End
I
a
might
friendship.
just unfollow, not unfriend. That's a little bit too harsh. I mean, I'm not
Too
dead.
harsh. Come on. Yeah, well, someone needs to take her to Home Depot or Lowe's and teach her how to really use a hammer.
Hey,
apparently.
she's a little bit more handier than I am.
True story. All right, so we're going to go right into my favorite segment here, which is Florida Man versus the World. It's that time where Corn and I pick a story that happened outside of Florida and compare it to any sort of the Florida Man stories that we come across. So tonight's I'm going first. And this story comes out of South Africa.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we haven't touched the continent of Africa yet, and so
I get a lot of emails from there. The prince of
princes?
princes of.
Have you gotten your money yet?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
You're still waiting.
The king over there, he's got 5 million ready.
He has it locked up still.
Yeah,
can't get it in U.S. Customs.
I sent him my social, and I just haven't received anything yet.
still waiting. I think that's in Kenya though. So
Yeah,
we're talking about South Africa.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Right,
It's
all
all
the
the same.
same.
It's all the same.
Right. So this happened earlier this week. What happened was the municipal of, I'm going to butcher this name, South Africa, so I do apologize.
Butcher.
eThekwini. It's out of Durban.
That's
which
a
is on
good
the
effort.
east.
That's pretty good effort.
It's out of Durban, the Durban area, which is south, or actually the northeast coast of South Africa.
Okay.
So they have a whole bunch of personal property, like a lot of municipalities, cities do. And particularly what this story focuses on is toilet paper.
Okay.
Okay, so the police in the municipality noticed that there was over 3,400 rolls of toilet paper missing.
Oh wow.
Yes. So they started doing a lot of different, investigation, like how is just toilet paper just disappearing, randomly.
eBay.
We know we don't have a bunch of people crapping in the office buildings like that. I mean, that'd be some bad food or something.
True.
So they're doing some some investigations, and they ended up at a shop in one of the cities where they found, I don't know how they tracked them down, but they found 72 bales, okay, of toilet paper. And a bale for them is about 50 rolls of toilet paper. So there are 72 bales of toilet paper in this one shop.
It could just be a guy with a bad case of swamp ass.
You never know. But this guy was actually selling the toilet paper. I guess suppliers and distribution was running kind of low, maybe? I don't know.
Now is it 2, 3, or 4 ply?
Probably definitely single.
Single?
It's a municipality. It's a city.
There's a market for single ply toilet paper?
Yeah, man. It's all about the.
You might as well. At this point, you might as well use your hand.
Finger.
Like, I mean,
Yeah, it's probably very close. I know, right? So the police tracked down these 72 bales. They were talking to the gentleman. It's like, hey, these are property. They have the serial numbers and everything for the municipality. Why do you have our toilet paper?
Oh, man.
So after some talking, they found out that this gentleman actually bought them from another province, Phoenix, actually, South Africa, which is a little bit north of the city of Durban. And so the police then went to Phoenix to this guy that this first gentleman ratted out. And so the first gentleman was actually taken in and arrested on having it, even though he bought it from this other guy in Phoenix. They went up to this other 35-year-old up in Phoenix, and they found 59 bales up there at another warehouse who was also selling more toilet paper.
Oh, man. I'm in the wrong business.
It's all about that toilet paper,
Man.
Maybe this guy from last week who was in the plumbing shop could have used some of this toilet paper.
Oh, yeah, he definitely could have used it.
He was taking
and dropping a deuce, and
definitely
the police dogs barking at you.
Well, what's crazy is, so not only did the municipality be able to recover their toilet paper, but they happened to thwart another property that was also stolen, which was 35 boxes of cigarettes as well from another guy that was in Phoenix as well, happily.
Man.
So not only did they find all their toilet paper, but they found cigarettes that were stolen as well.
That's one heck of a ring.
I know. Everyone is definitely booked in, and they're still waiting to find out what's going to happen next.
Man.
So if you're going to steal something, I don't know if toilet paper, it must be a high price,
Yeah, I mean,
you must be making that money out there.
I'm going to put on my mask and gloves and head to the old Walmart and start stealing.
I know. Well, that was my story, Photo Man versus the World. Corin, what do you have?
All right, so this story, it doesn't really give a location, but I know this was not in the United States.
Okay.
And for any of you that are familiar with Reddit, there's a tie-in here. Okay. So how far would you go to prove to your significant other that you are not an asshole?
I would do whatever it takes.
Okay. So this guy, there are no names here. His girlfriend has she has a long commute via work through and after she gets dropped off via bus or train.
Okay.
She has to walk about 30 to 45 minutes home.
Oh, wow. So, no Uber or anything out there?
No. She has the option for an Uber.
Okay.
Her boyfriend and father had offered to pay for an Uber.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But she's declined it. She's
Well,
constantly
that's
told him that she's scared, but she's done nothing.
Wait, she's scared of Uber?
No, she's scared of something happening to her while she's walking home because it's usually at night when she gets off.
Then take the damn Uber.
That means you would be trying to understand what's in a woman's mind, and that's impossible. It's like the Matrix.
True
It's like the Matrix. So, after repeated attempts by the boyfriend to hey, I'll pay for an Uber, I'll pay for whatever, just to make sure you're safe, she would call him during the walk home, just to
Yeah, typical. Right.
So he decides to prove a point to her by hiding in the bushes when she got close to the house and to scare her.
Oh, Lord.
And his thought process is sounds like something that I would do, to be honest. It would scare her into listening to him by taking the ride home.
Okay.
But in fact, it did the opposite. So she was coming home one day. He waited in the bushes when she was close to the house, and he jumped out at her, scared her half to death. She said, "What the F? You're a fucking ass. You're an asshole."
Oh, it's okay. We're for 18 and older here. So.
Oh, okay. You're a fucking asshole. What the hell is your problem? If I was a woman walking in the dark, I would have maced your ass or something along those lines.
Something.
Yeah, something along those lines. So She's mad at him. They're on the outs.
Okay.
So then he goes and asks the family members, explain the situation. They're like, "You're an asshole. What the hell? Why would you do that?"
I mean, I kind of agree with him.
So then, here's where Reddit comes in. Apparently, there's a subreddit called "Am I an Asshole?" And you can get other people on Reddit to listen to your side of the story and determine.
Chime in.
So the guy posted on Reddit. 5,000 comments later,
Whoa.
everyone determines that this guy's an asshole for scaring his girlfriend half to death.
Right.
Because, at night, I mean, you're a woman walking alone, you might be raped or assaulted.
There's
or
far
something.
and then there's too far.
Yeah, and this guy clearly went over the line. I mean,
Yes, agreed. Yeah, idiot.
I understand his logic behind it,
Sure.
but you have to let her make that decision. You can't.
Yeah, she's a grown-ass adult.
You can't put on a fucking scream mask and jump out of
I know. Man, that seems like too much effort. I mean, she didn't want to take your dad's or her dad's money for Uber, which is awesome. Like, kudos to her for not doing that.
Yeah.
And she was giving you a call to make sure it was safe. You don't have to do anything. Just sit back on the couch or the recliner, talk on the phone, have it on speaker while you're watching, Sports Center or whatever they watch, wherever they are.
Yeah, you're not.
There's no effort there, and you decided to take the time, go find out on her route where the best place to hide is, when to jump out, hoping that she wouldn't do something to you or jump in the middle of the road or something.
You're not Jason Voorhees. Hide in the shadows.
Man, yeah.
Oh man.
Jeez. Man, is that so? They're on the outs now.
They're on the outs right now, and the Reddit post is steadily climbing up to 7,000 comments.
This poor guy. Yeah, what an asshole. I wonder what happened to him. Yeah, maybe we can check back in next week or something and see what that.
I'm subscribed to that post, so I'll keep you guys up.
Great.
I'll keep everyone updated.
Great story, Corn. And as always, we want to hear both if you think the guy was an asshole too, or what stories you have that can rival either Corn and our eyes or a different Florida man story.
Yeah, email us at stories@flmantoday.com.
That's right.
And please don't go out and create your own. Don't jump out at your wife.
Yeah, don't be dumb.
Because I'll be
an asshole.
I'll be looking for that Reddit post.
All right. Well, let's go from an asshole story to a story of kindness. It's that time of the show where we like to talk about some good things that come out of Florida.
Nice.
Yes. So this story is all about a rescue operation. So early, actually I should say late Saturday, I believe, a 81-year-old woman took a wrong turn and ended up going into the river, as you see her vehicle that's on the screen right now if you're watching us.
At what point did she brake?
So she did brake when she was on the ramp, but she noticed that there's actually water there. So anyone who's been on water, if there's no lights around, you can't tell there's actually water until your headlights or anything.
That is very true.
So she did actually put on her brakes, but the ramp itself was so mossy and slick that her anti-lock brake system didn't work, and she slid right in.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, so as you see, she's already elderly. She's 81 years old, and the water is above halfway of the doors. So she was there overnight in this vehicle.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, until early next morning when a kayaker happened to see this vehicle in the water on the ramp here and saw someone inside. So he immediately started kayaking over. There's happened to be another paddleboarder nearby as well. He flagged him over. So they were both able to get her out of a passenger side window. She is recovering. She's fine. But there's obviously those two causes. One, she made the wrong turn. And then two, the ramp was super mossy and slick.
Man, that is really awesome that she was able to get out and other Florida local pedestrians were able to help her escape.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, like I said, so shout out to those kayakers and paddleboarders. We are actually working with another company that might be coming out soon that makes it easier for kayakers and paddleboards to go on the water.
Tell me more.
Yeah, well, you have to stay tuned and kind of keep listening to our show, and we'll make sure everyone knows about what that is.
Nice, I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I believe now we're continuing with
we're gonna move keep on with our segment on cancers related to women. Today we're gonna focus on cervix uterine cancer. This is the fourth leading cause of cancer in women. There are many risk factors including obesity, family history of uterine cancer, type 2 diabetes, and a metabolic syndrome and other genetic conditions such as Lynch syndrome. To all women, make sure you get checked out, because you can't. To all the women in our lives, you can't treat what you don't know.
That's it. Yeah, and it's like with any cancer itself, not just cervix or uterine, but make sure you make those doctor visits. Talk to your primary care physician.
Yeah, definitely a yearly, or it's every 6 months. Get checked out, because you can't treat what you don't know. So definitely do that. For more information on cervical cancer, you can reach out to the National Cervical Cancer Coalition, www.nccc-online.org.
Yep, and there's also another one that says more of a global initiative, and it is the Global Initiative Against HPV and Cervical Cancer. They can also be reached at giahc.org. Definitely go get checked out. And once again, this month has been all about women's cancer. Thanks to Susie Corman for really bringing forward breast cancer awareness and that kind of leading on to
definitely need to keep our ladies healthy.
Absolutely. So we hope you enjoyed the show tonight.
Yeah.
It kind of wraps it up now. You can find us on every social media platform, on the big three specifically, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at FLMan Today. You can visit us for the stories that we covered and any more that we did not at flmantoday.com. Or you can catch us on your favorite podcast app, whether that's Apple, Google, or anything else. Listen to us, like us, give it those 5 stars, give us those reviews.
All
tell your
the
friends
stars.
And family. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. Even if you don't, lie to us and tell us that you did.
Just lie.
That's it.
Hey, thank you again for joining us tonight. I'm Corn.
And I'm Stubbs. Stay classy, Florida.
Stay classy.